Okay, just to show you Bartender. Bartender is something very much similar. You need to click on the download button here. We'll go to your downloads. It's pretty much just a next exercise. I just want to show you the website quickly. Seagull Bartender. You can just Google that. Click on the tab. If you do require any more training, or if you need to find out how something works or how to do something, they've got a lot of nice training videos on the website that will show you how to link a database, how to install Bartender. I've got very nice videos, tutorials on what to do and how to do it. Okay, just want to open my Bartender just to show you how to design your first label. You'll see it says immediately there I'm running Bartender 2019. I need to do an update on my Bartender. I think that's why it's taking a while to start. Immediately it will open a little wizard. I'm just going to create a new label. You can either start it from here, or you can go to File, New, and it will open the same wizard. I'll select a blank template. I'll select my printer driver. Next. Next one's just next. And then I can, if I've got multiple column labels, I can do it here. So if I go to my columns, I can make it 3. And then you'll see I've got 3 labels next to each other. At the moment, I'm just running a single label. And then I measure with my ruler. So this first one, it's asking you for the distance from the backing to where the label starts. I'm just going to exaggerate that to 5 millimeters. You can just see how it increases. The most important thing about Bartender is to use a ruler and to accurately measure your label. If you don't do that, then your labels might not look correctly. But if you take a ruler and you measure correctly, then your labels will look 100% fine. Go next. Then I choose my edges of my label. I put in the width that I've measured with my ruler, that's 100, and my height is 50. This is how your labels will be coming out of your machine. Go next. I go finish. Now the design part of your label. You'll see that some of the tools are very much similar to what you are used to in using Word. You can choose the font, you can choose the font size, bold, italic, underlined. You can even make it black and white. You've got a barcode, you've got text. You can select how your text must show. You've got forms, you can scan, insert pictures from file or a scanner or a camera. You can zoom in, zoom out. All the little tools that you can use. So we're just going to use a barcode. Push the barcode here in the middle. You'll see it's got lines to make sure that you are putting it directly in the middle. I also want to do a line. So I'm going to put a line here. And I'm going to say I want it as 5 points. This is very nice to do if you're printing barcodes, because then you can see if your head has got a line or a scratch on it. You'll see that it will make a line here in the black part, and then it will affect your barcode. So I'll always advise people to use a line somewhere in your label so you can just see exactly what's going on. Nothing's worse than printing 1,000 labels and then you discover that there might be a little line that you needed to clean. I also want to put some text, so you'll see the top one is just single line. I can't go down. The second one is if I want to go and I want to do a paragraph and I want to say enter and put something underneath. And I can always move the text around. I can also rotate it if I want to. Do you want something rotated in your text? Next one I want to show you is if I use a text. Let's say I want to use a number 1 and I want to number my labels. You right click on it, go to properties, you go to transform, serialization, incremental, and you can say when the event must happen. I normally choose every page because every label will be in a page. You can confirm the sequence. So okay. Also want to put in another line. And this one I want to make a date. And you can also use this as your best before. If you've got best before products, you can say properties, transform, range checking. There you can use today's date and you can put your best before date. And you can increase that to how many days your best before date is. Okay. There's a better tutorial on the Bartender website to show you exactly how that works. Okay, so now I've got my label, I've got all the different things that I want to print. If you do make a mistake, it's also undo, redo. You can also create a form. I'm going to show you that one just now. File, print. I just want to see that everything's working. So I want to make 3, or let's make it 10 labels. I can go to preview. Here you can see my one. If I do change it, will be 2, 3, 4 up until 10. I'm just going to print 3 labels. Okay, and that prints 100%. So let's say that you want to change, that you want to ask a question. So let's say your layout is like this, but you've got a guy that prints your labels. You want him just to change one thing before he prints, like a batch number. So let's take this one out. Let's take these out. Move my label across a little bit. So I want to say batch number, and I want to say I want to ask my operator to put in a batch number. Okay, so if I go into my form and I select, I want a text box, I want it there. So my entry data will be batch. And then my text box will be a sample print. I can just drag that across. So now what's going to happen is, if I go to my template and I'll say file, print, and I want to say 3 labels, I'll say print. It's going to ask me to put in my batch number, and I'll say print. So that's also that you can do with the ultralight version. So I'm just showing some features of Bartender. It's not all of them, just some features that are quite nice that you might use. And then you can also save a template. So once you've designed a template that you're happy with, you can say save as. I'm just going to call this test. And then I can always go back to this template and make some changes, save it as a different template so you can build on your library all the time. Just one more thing I want to show you. So if you do file print and you go to document properties, stock, then you can have the same settings as what you have in the printer driver. And these settings will override whatever is in the printer driver. So if I then select direct thermal, and press OK, the machine's not going to print because it sees that it's got ribbon inside there. So always make sure that your settings are correct. And thank you very much for watching how to set up your Argox printer.